There you are, Meteor. Come, rest a while. You'll have no better opportunity. After witnessing their god's ignominious defeat, the Amalja will be less inclined to risk our wrath. For a time, at least. Now, where were we? Ah, yes. I was in the process of apologizing. I do hope you can forgive me. I arrived too late to be of any use to you or the abductees. They may be the whole of the body, but the same cannot be said for their minds. Once a man is tempered. Still suits me to dwell on the negatives. Amidst our misfortunes, there's still reason to rejoice. Fried is slain, and by your hand, no less. That is the deed of no ordinary individual, Meteor. Not that I ever thought you were ordinary. On the contrary, I have so long, in the week we've known each other, I have suspected that you have the potential to shape the fate of this whole realm, really. You know, the last 5 days, I've really just moved totally to this. What can I say? My fine eye for talent remains undimmed. Menphilia will be proud beyond all reckoning when she hears of your deeds. I trust you shan't object to my bearing the tidings to her. I know that earlier I made you travel across the whole realm to tell her about some dead bodies, but I thought that maybe I needed to tell her this time because I can then claim that I contributed something to this mission. You, meanwhile, have earned yourself a rest. Take some time to relax and return to the Waking Sands when you're good and ready. We can discuss matters in more detail then. Just don't take too long, will you? The realm's problems won't solve themselves, and I sure as hell won't solve them. Alright. Pray return. Pray return. They should have kept Ultimo as an 8-man trial, but they would have had to remake the fight. It's not a real trial. I don't think they're remaking the fight that much. If they were going to make a new fight, sure. But I don't think they're going to. We'll see. The first 8-player content is Moogle King. They've talked about making the Moogle King something they want to revisit. They're not sure. Here we go. Pray return. Please be voiced. Please be voiced. Please be voiced. Ha! The triumphant hero returns. Tancred told us the news upon his arrival. He's presently in the Solar, giving a full report to Lady Menphilia. You should join them at once. Lady Menphilia is most eager to see you. What'd you give me? Bracelets? 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 Oh, just walk right in. My late arrival nearly cost Meteor his life. I wasn't there when the Atmajan took him prisoner. And I wasn't there when they served him to a Efreet. Yes, by some miracle, he survived. But that does not excuse the fact that he should never have had to face such dangers alone. I failed him utterly, just as I'm failing you all. What's done is done, Tancred. You can ill blame yourself for every... Oh, Meteor! It's so good to see you again. Impeccable timing, my friend. I just finished regaling Menphilia with your heroic exploits. Tancred told me everything. You've done well to return to us. The perils you faced were undeniably great, yet part of me believes that I had no cause to fear, and now we can put paid to our long investigation. As we suspected, the Amalja undertook both the robbery and the abductions with the aim of summoning their primal Efreet. Nor is this tale limited to Ul'dah. Similar incidents have been rife with both Limsa Lominsa, and Gridania of late. I dare say you've been curious as to how all these crimes are linked to the primals. Permit me to explain. Having manifested in the physical realm, primals must consume ether if they are to maintain their presence here, and the stronger they become, the more ether they require. Now, ether exists throughout creation, it flows through all life, and permeates the very air that we breathe. Alas, this alone will not suffice to sustain the likes of a Freet, nay, he and his kind require a lot more concentrated source of ether. Crystals. It is for this reason that incidents involving crystals can often be traced back to a primal. Which leaves us with why the abductions. To understand this, you must first understand how primals are born. When all is well in the world, primals possess no physical form. Their essence is dispersed across the great river of ether. However, when the world is plunged into chaos, those who worship primals cry out for their gods, deliverance from suffering. These cries serve as a beacon towards which a primal's essence is irresistibly drawn. It is this coming together, or etheric coalescence, which grants the being's physical form. Once born, a primal gains strength from its followers' worship. The more numerous and fervent they are, the more powerful their god becomes. But the primals are seldom satisfied with such reverence as their adherents freely give. In order to gain more power, they do scruple to create followers. They do this by tempering mortals, a process to which you yourself were subjected. Yet even as Ifrit took your comrades in his thrall, you alone remained unaffected. This is thanks to the power you possess, the Echo. We know not the why of it, but those blessed with the Echo are immune to primal influence. It is as though a greater power protects us. When you first came to us, I told you that the Echo would be instrumental in dealing with the primal threat. I trust you now begin to see why. Recent incidents all share a common trait: meticulous planning. Such elaborate designs are a new development, and one which fills me with an unshakable sense of foreboding. When I share your concern, my presiding feeling is one of relief at your safe return. The immortal flames assured me that they will deal with the aftermath, so you need not concern yourself with that. We may rest easy for a time. I suggest you take full advantage of the respite, Meteor. You may be sure it won't last long. Once the people learn the identity of the hero who fell to Freet, I fear you will nary a moment to yourself. Whether she intended to or no, I'm feeling neglected to tell you something. Something I think would be best if you heard from one of us. It contains the tempered abductees that were rescued. I'm sorry to report that all were to be put to death. The flames with whom you were imprisoned included. Needless to say, this information must not be made known to the public. I swear to you that we would not do this if there were any other recourse. But once a man is tempered, he is tempered for life. His very existence lends strength to the primal whom he cannot choose to worship. And so we scions continue our fight, that no more innocents need be sacrificed. I hope that you will continue to stand with us, Meteor. But I should be going. I must offer my apologies to the Flame General for the loss his people suffered. Till next time. Gods forgive me. How many more lives? Louis Swa would have never allowed this to happen. I have to do better. I have to be stronger. they're rolling out some Steam updates coming up. They're talking about making it to where like your Steam and all that has to link up and has to be perfect. So it's gonna kind of mess with everybody's, and likely there'll be some password resets in there. So. Oh, it said your account was suspended for suspicious activity. Great. That's really ideal. Until not very long ago, you were but one of many adventurers seeking to make their way in Eorzea. But for your character and courage, you were raised to the esteemed post of envoy. Thereafter, you traveled the realm, aiding those in need without thought of reward, confirming to Ida and Papalimo that the Scions would benefit from your aid, and no sooner had you joined us than you personally bested the primal Efreet. You have achieved a great deal in a short time, and won fame in so doing. Alas, fame does not come without a price, as you will soon discover. We have guests, me dear. Or rather, you have guests. Big pardons! Ah, Lady Menphilia, radiant as always. I am given to understand the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have recently welcomed a new hero into their midst. I am here on behalf of the Maelstrom, Grand Company of Limsa Mensa, to offer said hero a place of honor within our ranks. As you can see, Meteor, your recent exploits have garnered your attentions the Grand Companies of Eorzea. Each organization would have Ifrit's Bane for its own. To this end, all three have sent officers to court you. They would not ordinarily go to such lengths to enlist a new recruit. That they have is evidence of their high regard for you. I find myself wondering how word of Meteor's deeds spread so quickly. That the immortal flame should know of his triumph is to be expected, but what of the other Grand Companies? Your reputation precedes you, Master Terplander. 'Tis no ordinary man that can face a primal and emerge the victor. And imagine our pride when we learned that you began your journey as an adventurer in our own Gridania. Know that the people hold you in high esteem, and that you will always be welcome among us. The Order of the Twin Adder has need of a valiant men such as you. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us ensure that peace ever reigns over the Twelveswood. What a pleasure it is to finally meet you, Master Terplander. My comrades speak of you in the most glowing terms. A man of your talents belongs with the immortal flames. Join your strength to ours, friend, and together let us secure a prosperous future for Ul'dah. The Admiral was not exaggerating when she said that you have the look of a hero. Full often does she speak of you, friend, and your excellent moustache. It is only natural that we should want for you for the Maelstrom. Join your strength to ours, and together let us see the grand vessel of Limsa Mensa to the shores of glory. Okay. Lady Menphilia. Very, very well. Though I'm quite sure you need no reminding, mayhap a brief summary of the situation would help to clarify your thoughts on this matter. As you know, the Grand Companies are all-encompassing, organizations empowered to call upon the martial, economic, and technological resources of their respective city-states in times of strife. There are presently 3 such orders in Eorzea: the Maelstrom of Limsa Mensa, the Order of the Twin Adder of Gridania, and the Immortal Flames of Ul'dah. Serving a grand company means serving the nation to which it belongs. You'll be charged with its defense and tasked with advancing its cause. In return for your faithful service, you will be furnished with various rewards, some of which may prove useful to you in other endeavors. If you are agonizing over which grand company best deserves your loyalty, be at ease. The commitment you make this day need not be permanent. Should you wish to shift your allegiance at a later date, you are entitled to do so, yet I concede it is no small choice you face. A thought occurs to me. You will, of course, recall that the 3 city-states are planning to hold remembrance services? Well, as part of the proceedings, I'm given to understand that the leader of each grand company will deliver an address. Hearing these addresses ought to help you make an informed decision. What say you, my dear officers? A fine suggestion. You are always wise as you are beautiful, my lady. Very well. Let Peter hear our leader speak, then return here with his decision. We eagerly await your answer. I know full well that adventurers are by their nature a liberty-loving breed, and not best suited for the discipline of military service, but I strongly urge you to join a grand company nonetheless. While the promise of reward is enticing in itself, it is not the only benefit. You are possessed of great power, Meteor, and with it you are capable of doing untold good. Yet know that great power is not wont to attract attention, not all of it friendly. There will be those who wish you ill, and you must needs to be on the lookout for them. Yet, however vigilant you are but one man in the midst of a grand company. However, you will be one man amongst many, a friend amongst friends. Your achievements will be shared, and so will the danger. I can think of no better arrangement. Of course, joining one organization need not mean leaving another. I hope that we can continue to rely upon your aid. The 12 know that we have not a need of it in the days ahead. The grand companies seek to protect their own nations. We Scions, on the other hand, seek to preserve the future of Eorzea as a whole. Similar, yet not quite the same. Now, I expect you will be afield more often in the future. As such, I would like you to carry this link pearl with you at all times. It allows you to stay in touch regardless of location, but don't worry, you'll still have to return to Waking Sands so many more times. Eorzea is changing, Meteor, and you have the power to help shape it anew. None can say that the morrow will bring, but so long as we believe in ourselves, there is naught we cannot achieve. Now it is time you made ready for your journey. Before you depart, be sure you speak to Tataru. She'll apprise you as to where and when the remembrance services are due to take place. Alright. You guys just waiting here. Neat. You guys wait there then. I guess I'm gonna take off. I don't really... so I did twin adders on my main. So adders is out. But I'll go hear him. Whichever one I do here, I'll do the other one for a Realm Revoiced, because a Realm Revoiced hasn't chosen yet. So, because a Realm Revoiced story skipped. Oh, the sweet irony. Because what I've been editing for, it's all Class Quest stuff, so I don't have a grand company. So, there's not that much story tied to them, is there? How many quests are there? I never did any of the Grand Company quests. Like, never paid attention to them. Those are all story skipped. You know what's a bummer? I have to stand up to talk to her. I'm sorry for all the attention you're getting me, dear. I might have sung your praises a little too loudly, and often, and to a few too many people. Next time, be sure to hold my tongue. Literally, if necessary. Anyway, I expect you want to know where and when the remembrance services are taking place. If all goes to plan, Gridania's Grand Company and the Order of the Twin Adder will hold the first of 3 services. The elder Seed Canacina will deliver her address at the Miketos Amphitheater. I should probably mention at this point that due to the organizational challenges involved in assembling all of the involved parties, it's possible that the order of the services might change. Still, not much we can do about that, so make Gridania your first port of call. Next we'll up, where Flame Rauba and Aldrin will be addressing the masses at the Royal Promenade. Oh, and it's rumored there's to be a special guest. How exciting. Last but not least, you make your way to the stateroom in Limsa, where Maelstrom Chief Admiral Melvin Blohesvin, that is a mouthful, will be giving her address. This room is accessible via the Admiral's lift. Identify yourself to the sentry. He will admit you. Off you go then. I hope you find the remembrance services suitably educational. I suggest visiting the city-states in my prescribed order. Though your record of impeccable timing and luck, the schedule may well change in favor of your preferred travel plans. That was nice to canonically let me do them in whatever order I want. Whatever order I want. Alright. Maybe I should have left channel points off as an option. Channel points are funny. Okay. Might have to change her voice. I tried to keep Minfilia and Thancred like relatively within like a normal range because we're gonna talk to them a freaking lot. I don't have all of them yet.